Rumble and YouTube, what's good? What's happening? Let's chat for a little bit. So I was just watching Leo, Level Earth Observer's channel, and he came out with an awesome video speaking about re-entries and the space shuttle and the like. So it was an awesome video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it in the channel. I'm not going to play it. What I wanted to do was kind of follow up with what he said. Now, you have things that are quote-unquote evident with the entry speeds of the space shuttle leaving space, entering back into our atmosphere, right? This space shuttle is supposed to be entering into our atmosphere at 17,500 miles an hour. Okay? 17,500 miles an hour. Now, I want to show you guys, and I want to kind of express some things to you. Let's hold on a second. So right here, you have images of the Concorde, right? You've got the flight station right there in the top left. You've got a profile of it right underneath, and then the like. So you see the Concorde right there to the right, where it looks like it's flying on a globe Earth, of course. And it's pretty high. It looks like it's pretty high up. The absolute ceiling of the Concorde, or actually its cruising ceiling, is at 60,000 meters, 60,000 feet, excuse me, not meters, I apologize. So 60,000 feet, which is pretty high. Our fighter jets typically run at around 50K, right? Things like Dragon Lady and the U-2 spy plane would be around 70,000 feet. Just so you guys have a rough idea as to how high these things climb. Now, the Concorde also, its max speed is at around like 1,300 miles an hour. And then you see it down there. One of those pictures shows it breaking the sound barrier. So 1,300 miles an hour, ceiling 60K. That's pretty effing high. That's high. All right, let me show you something else. Ooh, also guys, take a good look at some consistencies that I'm going to show you with these planes. So you see the Concorde, you see how long it is. You see basically its wing design, right? Okay, which is comparable, but you see things like the fuselage, right? You see the flight station area, the cockpit and all that. All right, now let's take a look at something else. Right here are the top 10 fastest jets in the world as of 2024. Right here's the F-14 Tomcat. At least I think it is. Looks like it. Pretty plain, right? But it's in this list, right? So you've got the Raptor, and it looks like it's going from slowest to fastest, 10 to 1, right? The F-22, the MiG-29, some very capable aircraft over here. The F-14, MiG-23, the Su-27, I'm sure the 25 is in here somewhere. The F-15, Su-27, F-15, the MiG-31, or the MiG-25, I think it is, right? SR-71, yeah, the Foxbat. So what's good about the Foxbat, kind of wanted to talk about it. If you see these consistencies with these planes, you see the shape, right? You see the radar dome, you see the body of the plane, and the shape. If there's one thing with these planes, whether they're from Russia or the US, the shape is basically much the same, right? Pretty long, sleek. The nose, look at the nose, right? The Foxbat was used to chase the SR-71. It was its competition, but it had a hard time. But still, it's one of the fastest planes in the world, still. One of the fastest jets in the world, excuse me. SR-71 at number 2. We're always knowing the SR-71 to be at number 1, but that is not the case. But there it is at number 2, right? Now check this out. So you have NASA's X-43 test plane, right? This thing at an altitude of 30,000 meters, moving at a speed of like 7,800 miles an hour. Mach 9.6, right? 7,800 miles an hour. That's how fast it would go. Mad quick. Now I want to show you something else. This right here is a Virginia-class submarine, right? One of America's finest and more upgraded submarine class originally from the LA class, you know. So this is a work of modern engineering, right? Quite a work. And if you look, you'll see how sleek and how smooth it is. Even though the medium's different, i.e. water, you'll see that this thing is an engineering marvel. Take a look. So now, one of the unique features of this class of submarine is how it's built, right? So around the submarine, around every submarine has rubber like finish, a rubber finish on the outside. So this would have something called a MIP, M-I-P, Mike India Papa, or a mold in place coating, right? And basically what that means is that you're not going to put piece by piece, tile by tile on the submarine, because these things move relatively fast, especially it being in water. It moves kind of quick, right? The speed is considered classified, but fast. Now, Russia has they have a torpedo called the Shkval, I think, the VA-111 Shkval, and it moves at a blistering speed, underwater now, right? At a speed of like 230 miles an hour. This is a waterborne destructive device, right? Much faster than this thing. So this thing moves pretty quick, but it uses molded in place tiling, I guess you could say, or rubber. Now, what's cool about this thing is that I remember I used to have to dive these things when I was a Navy diver before I became an actual submariner. So I used to have to dive these things and work on them from time to time. And I would see this MIP for what it was. Now, if this thing moves throughout its atmosphere, the MIP runs the risk of coming off. Now, everybody that don't know, one of the critical parts of maintaining the submarine's silence is how well it travels through the water, or how silent it could be. So there are a bunch of factors, one of them being is if whatever the outer appendage is on the outside of the submarine can hydrodynamically travel through the water. This is just water, right? Now, it's a totally different medium from air, I get it. Well, let me show you something. This is the American Space Shuttle, right? I want you guys to take a good, hard look at this thing. Look at the body, look at the fuselage, look at the radome, look at how much surface area air will be striking when this thing gets back into the atmosphere, right? So I already told you guys about the molded in place rubber for a submarine. Now you have people to the likes of me getting on these submarines to conduct the sub's mission, right? I'm enlisted. You have some of the top highest paid people in the world getting on this space shuttle to do Lord knows what, right? And this thing is entering back into our atmosphere at 17.5. This is what we're being told, right? Just look at how much surface area the air is going to strike of this thing. And then look at the moving parts, how many moving parts it has. So you've got the aft end of the plane, probably have some ailerons over there to help it go up and go down, maneuver up and maneuver down, and you could see it, right? You have the thrusters in the back. This thing is an aerodynamic nightmare. To me, it's an aerodynamic nightmare. Now, I am not a structural engineer or nothing like that. I'm not. But I want you guys to take a good look at it. Take a gander at the examples that I showed you with the molded in place on a submarine, right? And that stuff, if it's not the molded in place, the MIP, if it's not put on there properly and it experienced some kind of bubbling, depending on how fast it moves through the water, I understand it's a totally different medium, it runs the risk of coming off. Or if it's not fully off, it runs the risk of starting to remove itself and then generating noise, a lot of noise. So my question then is, how does this plane come into our atmosphere with tile, individual tile, at 17,500 miles an hour and not just disintegrate. Now, we had a mission back in 2002, 2003, something like that, the Columbia STS, that disintegrated in the atmosphere because of the tile. But they're still tiles. We showed you different jets, one of them being the SR-71. One of the key features on the SR-71 we know are the expandable tiles. You guys, check out Leo's video. It's going to be in the description box. It'll give you further details. We'll make the link from this video, his video, and you'll see what the hell we're talking about. Other than that, family, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. Tomorrow, True Earth Tuesday. Be there or be square. Or be flat. I don't know. It's up to you. Anyway, I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.